everyone, welcome to day 14 of our 3-week Body Sculpt Challenge. If you're just joining us for class today, welcome. We are doing a total body stretch. We're doing yoga-inspired stretches just to lengthen the body. That's the goal today, keeping it simple with some even simple and common stretches mixed in, nothing fancy. Let's stretch and lengthen the body, not to the point of total discomfort, not pushing too hard, but just gradually letting it open up a little bit. All right, I'll see you in class. Starting with head rotations, let's turn and look over the shoulder and then turn the other way, not pressing too hard, just warming up the neck, relaxing the face, and relaxing those shoulders. Keep that breathing going and continuous. 2 and 1, stop at center and look down and up. Here we go. Really lengthening through that cervical spine, being very gentle, keeping the body up nice and tall as you move the chin down and the forehead up. 2 more, stop it at center and ear to shoulder. Here we go. Relaxing those shoulders and making sure they're not creeping up towards the ear. We want to really lengthen that space between the neck and the shoulder, or the ear and the shoulder, however you want to think of it, this space right here. And then stop it at center and half circles to the front. Here we go. Half circles one way and half circles the other. Just relaxing the jaw, not pushing too hard, can't say it enough. Relaxing the shoulders, being as fluid as we can in the body, keeping it simple. And then stop it at center, round that head up, and then bring those arms forward, clasp them together, and push them away from you, palms facing. And I want you to really round the spine as much as you can, keeping the knees bent. Really reach, open up those shoulder blades, like spread them apart, and then inhale. And then exhale. And keep that inhaling and exhaling as you hold it, open up, rounding that spine, dropping through the tailbone, and then open again. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling and exhaling. Really opening through the body and the spine. Back body, here we go. And 1 more time. There we go. Really relaxing, keeping things light. And then open up, widen those legs. And then we're gonna come down, hands on the thighs, and we're going to round the spine this way. Focus more on the lower back, into the upper body. Yep, there we go. Inhaling and exhaling, rounding that spine, and then dropping it. And then listen, we're gonna go side to side. I'm gonna lift towards one side, and then I'm going to lift towards the other. I'm going to lift towards one side, and then lift towards the other. And let's let it make a little bit more sense by adding the arms. So we're going to lift, same arm as side that we're lifting on the back. And you'll feel a nice stretch in that side of the body. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Let's just do a couple more here. Let's do 1 more. There we go. Hold it down, hold it here, and I want you to take 1 arm up, rotate, and then put that other hand down, and 1 arm up, looking up towards the ceiling. A little bit of rotation, keep this going, getting our body warm for even more lengthening work. And then if you can, take the opposite hand to the opposite thigh, getting a little bit deeper into that rotation. And then if you can, maybe you reach the floor, keeping those knees bent. And then if possible, you go ahead and put both hands on the floor. My knees are bent and I'm gonna try and straighten them out. Straighten, straighten, straighten. If you can't straighten, that's okay. Watch the back. We're not going to round like this. We're gonna try to keep the back straight. If you need to be right here, that's fine, or right here with those knees slightly bent. Feeling that stretch in the hamstrings, back of the body, back of the legs. And now, if you can, we're going to rotate up, one arm up. And again, you can keep those legs straight or keep them bent, or you can come right back up here to the top of the thigh. Looking up at the hand, and then take it to the other side. Again, straight legs or bent knees, and then rotate again. And one more time, rotate. And then bring that hand down and full fold, wide leg. Relax the head, relax the neck. Keep that breathing going. And then bend those knees around the spine, every single piece, letting those arms just float all the way up to lifting the head up. And relax. Bring those feet together. We're going to stretch the quadricep. So we're going to grab one foot, hold it there if you can, and then tuck, 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 tuck with your abdominals. Lift your abdominals, almost like you're rounding the spine a little bit as you're pulling that heel back. If we do too much of this, we're not going to feel as much of a stretch. We want to tuck, get right into that quadricep. Just for now, open up that shoulder. Hold it there. And if you need help balancing, just hold on to something, hold on to a chair, hold on to the wall. And what we're going to do is we're going to lengthen through the hip flexor. So we're going to walk our feet to the inside of the arch of the foot. You can stay at that quad stretch if you need to. And we're going to balance a little bit, balancing act here. And we're going to raise one arm forward and then lift that leg back, pressing the top of the foot into the hand. Keep looking forward, opening up that shoulder, nice slight back bend here. And then slowly bring it down. Come back to center and let's fold here. Reaching towards the floor, keeping that back straight for a moment. Maybe those knees are bent. Maybe those legs are a little bit wider. And then we're going to round totally down. Breathing through. And then round your spine up. And let's take it to the other side, quad stretch. So balance, grab the top of that foot or the ankle. Whoa, find your way, there we go. I found my way. And then go ahead and tuck, tuck, tuck with those abdominals as you pull that heel towards the glutes. Open up the shoulder of the arm that's holding that foot. Try to stay tall, or as tall as your flexibility allows. Keep breathing throughout the stretch. And then if you would like, bringing that slight back bend in, we're going to walk our hands to the inside arch of the foot and then start to lengthen, start to pull that leg back, pressing the top of the foot into the hand as we reach our arm forward and up. Keep breathing, keep focused. And then relax it, bringing it back down and then into that forward fold one more time. Straightening that back, maybe reaching towards the floor or at the thighs, and then folding fully. And then bend those knees around that spine up. And shake things out. One more fold before we change and go into a next course of action. Ready? Let's take our hands behind our backs, clasp them together, and then try to straighten your arms as much as you can, pulling them away from the body. And as you do so, take your legs a little bit wider than hip width, and then bring your body forward, getting that fist up towards the ceiling. And I know some of you are really, really flexible and can really straighten those arms, bringing those palms together and reaching up. And others like me are a little tighter, and so we're going to try a little bit harder to really open up that chest, relax out that neck, and then let your fist drop to the floor as you come up. Shake that out. Okay, let's take our feet even wider, much wider than hip width. Go into a triangle stretch. Turn one set of toes forward and the other just off a little bit of an angle. Okay, first let's bend that knee and then put our forearm on the top of that thigh. That's bent. And then straighten our arms overhead, making sure that the hips are pushed forward. So we're not back here with the hips. Push those hips forward, everything in one line. And maybe look over your armpit or turn your head down to the floor. And then what you're going to do is just put that arm down for now. And we're going to maybe straighten the leg, maybe reach towards either the shin or all the way to the floor. And do you notice, oh, look at how tight. My shoulder is coming forward. I don't want that, so whoop, oh, push those hips forward, and here's where I'm at. All right, and then that top arm reaches up towards the ceiling. And if you feel that kinking in the neck, you'll turn your head down just to relax it. It's about relaxing. Just make sure those hips don't go back. You're pushing forward so that you get that stretch right in that hip area and in the right parts of the legs. Keep breathing. And then relax it down. Let's turn towards the side of the leg. Turn, rotate here. Lift the abdominals. Raise the arms up overhead, stretching that hip flexor right here on the other side. Catching ourselves. And then we're going to release one arm, same arm as leg that's back, reaches over to the side, keeping our bodies up nice and tall. And then we're going to switch, just laying that arm down. Yes. And then let's press that back heel down. Press, 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 stretching the calf, getting good balance. Both sets of toes totally forward. Body's up tall. And then let's bring our bodies forward, straightening maybe that front leg, maybe keeping it slightly bent as we reach towards the floor. Some of you are not going to get there, so you'll hold right here, you'll hold the top of the thigh, or you'll bring that back foot forward and bend that knee and get that stretch. Just getting it ready for a deeper stretch. Okay, and wherever you are with that foot back or forward, you're going to reach towards the floor. Reach, 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 and start to lift that back leg, getting a stretch, standing splits. And you'll see not all of us are very good at it. I'm definitely not, but I'm working on it, so you can work on it with me. Maybe you need to bend that knee. Maybe you need to stay right here, okay? All right, pick one of those. Trying to get the nose to the knee wherever you are, and really raise that top leg up. And then relax it down. Straight back up. And then let's rotate forward and shift our weight towards the opposite leg. Stretching that inner thigh. On the other side. Both sets of toes are forward. So you're either gonna stay here or we're gonna go a little bit deeper by turning the toes of the supporting leg out, turning the other toes up towards the ceiling and reaching towards the floor. And I'm going to really lengthen here and try to sit down onto the floor as much as I can. Now, some of us won't go, I won't go, but I'm feeling a big lengthening on the inner thigh. Those toes have to stay up. And you can definitely stay upright with your hands on the thighs like we did in the beginning. Hold it here. And then put those toes down. Walk those feet in just a little bit, round the spine up. And let's take it to the other side. Turn those toes in one direction. Angle the back foot. Get those legs as wide as you can without pushing too hard or trying too hard or lengthening too much. Let's bend that front knee. Put that forearm on the middle of the thigh and then raise that top arm up. Make sure you're pushing those hips forward. You're really lengthening in the body here. Keeping that breathing going. And then let's straighten that leg and reach either towards the floor or the top of the shin. Remember, we're not reaching our bodies forward. We're reaching towards the side. So whoop, right here, pushing this hip forward, making sure it stays in line. And one side is always tighter than the other. Look up at the hand or look down at the floor. Just make sure that neck is relaxed. Keep that breathing. And then let's turn totally our toes, both sets of toes, forward to one side. Stretching out that hip flexor, raising the arms up, lifting the abdominals, maybe leaning back a little bit, stretching right through here. And same arm as leg that's back, bends to the side as the other goes down to our thigh. And let's bend the other way. Just reaching through. And then come forward a little bit and press that back calf down. Try and get those toes to stay totally forward. And feeling a stretch in that back calf there. Continue to breathe. And just focus on the stretches. They don't have to be perfect. We're just opening up the body as much as we can. And then maybe you straighten the leg and come forward here with your arms, with your hands surrounding that front foot, stretching the hamstring, or you'll bring that back leg forward just a little bit and bend that knee. Try to keep that back straight as we bring our nose to our knee or our chest to our knee, whatever you need to get that back leg to lengthen. And if you like, wherever you are, you can stay here or you can start raising that back leg up. Go into that standing split and work on really opening up the legs here. Keep that breathing going. We don't have to be perfect at anything. We're really working on just lengthening our bodies and finding different ways to do so. And then relax it. Come to center. Widen those legs out even more. And then go ahead and lean to one side. Hands on the top of the thigh of the bent knee. Both sets of toes forward, and we're feeling that stretch on the inner thigh. And you can stay right here the whole time, or go even deeper, bringing your hands down to the floor, turning that supporting legs, toes out, and those straight legs, toes up, and sitting back, sitting down into the stretch. Really feeling that lengthening of the inner thigh. And again, if it's too much for you, you're coming right back here. Breathing, breathing. And then put that foot down, both sets of toes forward, walk those feet in, and then hands on the thighs around your body up. Roll those shoulders back. Okay, shake it out. Good. Let's take one arm forward, palm facing up. The other arm comes under right behind the elbow, right under the elbow. And then I'm going to bend both arms, and I'm going to put my palms together. Some of you are going to be able to get those palms together. Most of us are probably not. So we're going to stretch the top of the thigh, and we're going to try and press our arms away and up. As we're stretching the upper back and the shoulders, relax out the neck. Keep it breathing. You can pace like me. I like pacing. Or you can stand in place and focus on the stretch. Really be fluid in the stretch. If you've got to tease it out a little bit before holding it in place, that's okay. And then relax it. Ooh, shake out those arms. And let's go to the other side. Other arm reaches forward. Tucks under. And then remember, that arm that's tucking under turns, rotates its palm. Both palms touch each other, face each other. And then we're going to lift the arms up and push them away. Push the forearms away from the face. Stretching the upper back and the shoulders. Pacing, rocking, moving those arms around if we can, getting them to open up a little bit more. Yes, and then relax it, shake it out. Let's get a little bit more basic with that stretch and go ahead, one arm up, tricep stretch, real simple. Head up nice and tall. And let's open that tricep up. Keeping the body up tall. And then relax it, shake it out, and take it to the other side. Big breaths. Gently pulling that arm over, feeling a nice stretch along that side of the body and the back of the arm. And then relax it, shake it out a little bit, and then take one arm across, other arm comes over and pulls the middle of the forearm towards the chest. Feeling a different stretch in the shoulders. Our final stretch before we go to the floor for our final stretching series. And then relax that, and then take it to the other side. Keep the neck relaxed. Keep that breathing fluid, body fluid. And relax it, shake that out. Okay, we're gonna get into a crouch. So we stretch out the feet and the calves. So come all the way down, bend those knees. I'm on the tips of my toes, and I'm going to walk forward just to the point where my toes are still on the ground, and then I'm gonna walk back as far as I go without losing my balance. Okay, and adjust, move those feet around a little bit. Come forward. Maybe my knees come down, but those toes are staying on the ground, and then sit back. Some of you are going to be able to get your heels on the floor, sitting back. And then come forward again. And then sit back one more time. And then come forward, and this time go ahead and rest your knees fully on the ground. Turn those toes under and sit up. So let's get into a camel stretch. Raise one arm up, and then we're just going to lean. And then this is modified, and then raise the other arm up and just lean, opening up the chest, the shoulders, getting into a slight back bend. Let's go a little bit deeper if you like, and we're going to raise one arm up and reach one hand towards the heel of the foot and open up that body. Relax out the head and the neck. Big breaths. And then relax it. Use those abs to come on up, and let's do the other side. Reaching for the heels, hand to the heel, holding on and opening up the body. Slight back bend here. Keep breathing. And then come forward. You can do that again, or just the arms, single arms up, or you can go into a full camel. Both hands come back. Make sure your back is okay with this, or else you're just leaning up, opening up the chest there, or taking a moment to breathe. Both heels, squeeze those shoulder blades together, relax out that head and that neck. Really opening up the chest as much as you can. Oh, feeling a stretch in the front of the body. And then come forward. Whew. All right, let's come forward with that body and just go into a child's pose just to release that back and the chest. And from here, we're going to open up the legs. So we're going to get into our frog stretch, opening up the legs. And you can go ahead and remain in child's pose if might be too much on those knees or inner thighs or back. It should feel good for most of you. And we're going to go ahead and sit back, try to sit back into the stretch and really raise those arms up. Feeling that inner thigh, backs, hips. Relax the head. And really keep trying to lean back, lean back. Press those hips back. Open those legs up. And then come forward. Bring those feet together, knees together. And let's keep them a little bit wider than hip width. And let's come up, bring those knees to hip width. And then those arms forward. And we want to keep our hips up in the air and stretch out the chest. Dropping that head maybe to the floor. Really reaching those arms forward, feeling a stretch in the chest and the shoulders and the back. Keep that breathing going, trying to get that chest to even touch the ground. It's okay if it doesn't yet. And then come forward onto those forearms, walk your body back. Let's come up onto the hands. Onto the hands, spread those fingers apart, and we're going to lengthen one leg, bring it up to the same wrist, turn the toes up. Try to get that leg to 90 degrees or less angle, lengthen the back leg and come into pigeon. Try and get that stretch in the hip. will turn over so you can see what I'm doing. So some of you are gonna be able to lay fully on the floor, fully with your chest on the floor. Some of you are gonna be able to get this foot to a 90-degree angle and stretch that way. Whatever you do, make sure we're not over here. We're having this hip flexor shoot down towards the ground. Okay, and for me, I'm gonna have to pull that leg in order to balance and get my form correctly so that I feel a stretch in the hips and the back. Really relax it down. Reach those arms long if you can, if you're there, and if you need to keep those elbows bent, then go ahead and do so. Just feeling that stretch in the legs and the hips. Continuing to breathe. And then relax it. Walk your hands back and let's get to the other side. Lengthening one leg, bringing it up to the wrist of the same. And then bringing that foot forward, maybe up to 90 degrees, maybe not. One side is always tighter. This one's definitely tighter for me. I already feel it. And then come forward, with your body. Some of you, if you've got blocks at home, you're able to sit that hip on blocks. But as long as you feel that stretch and get into a decent position, even with that foot coming in, that's okay. Really lengthen through the body as much as you can. Now turn to one side so you can see different angles here. Pressing those hip flexors towards the floor, not opening out one way, just to put that hip down. That's not gonna do it. Really relax. And then bend those forearms. Get yourself set, unwind a little bit, and take a breath. Couple more exercises here, or stretches rather here. We're gonna come fully onto the ground, onto our stomachs. And what you're gonna do is, I'll show you this way first. I'm gonna straighten my arm, my one arm, and with the other arm, I'm just going to push. I'm going to push this way. I'm gonna push and open up. Opening up my chest. Now I'm gonna walk my straight arm to a point that feels comfortable, opening up the chest. Some of you are gonna wanna bring your knees up. Some of you are gonna wanna like totally open as much as you can. Let me show you this way. I'm trying to find that area of my chest that I can stretch, get relaxed. A lot of you are going to be able to pull that shoulder all the way back. If you've got a tighter chest like me, you're probably where I'm at. And you can definitely keep those knees down, just as long as you're really trying to open up that top shoulder. And others can take that hand, and I'm nowhere near doing this, but others can take that hand fully and reach the other hand. Opening up. All right, and take it to the other side. Lengthening that arm and then rolling over, maybe pulling those knees up towards the chest, finding where it's tight, finding where you're comfortable, keeping that side of the chest down while the top part, the top shoulder opens up and really reaches. You can even take that top arm and place it place the back of the hand on the back. Opening that chest up, opening the shoulders. Keep that breathing continuous. And then relax. Push yourself up with the opposite arm. And let's lay fully onto our backs for our final twists. Relax it. Straighten one leg out, pull one knee into the chest, just hug it in. Just taking a moment. Opposite hand to opposite outside of the knee pulls that leg across. Nice twist to end our stretch session. Keeping the palm up of the other arm, letting it float or lay down on the ground. Great. Come back to center. Lengthen that opposite leg, pull that opposite knee into the chest. Just taking a moment to stretch those legs apart one last time. And then go ahead and let that palm up. Relax that same arm as leg that's bent, and the opposite hand pulls that knee across. Relaxing out the neck, relaxing out the shoulders. And continuing to breathe. Nice deep breaths. Come back to center. Pull both knees in towards the chest. We've made it through another day. And then rock up. Great job. Awesome, awesome job. I'll see you at the next class. Have a great day.